With the voiceover prologue of Barnabas Collins, Johnny Depp, the movie begins with a voiceover from Barnabas, stating, "When Barnabas was 10 years old, in 1752, the Collins family left Liverpool, England to settle in the New World." Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon to get notified latest videos. After establishing Collinsport in Maine and Collinwood, the family established their home. As an adult, Barnabas denies the affections of his French maid Angelique Bouchard, Eva Green, in 1776, when he's a handsome aristocrat. As his parents meet a mysterious death, he learns that Angelique is a witch, but before he has a chance to take any action, she has hypnotized his lover Josette Dupre's, Bella Heathcote, into jumping off Widow's Hill, a cliff situated in a remote part of the country. It seems that he is also driven to the point of exhaustion, but Angelique curses him to be a vampire so that his suffering will never end. Then she reveals his monstrous nature to the residents of Collinwood, who are horrified at his monstrous nature and lock him away in a box, which is buried in a lonely forest. A governess named Victoria Winters, Bella Heathcote, arrives at Collinwood by train from New York City in the year 1972. In the episode, she is hired by Elizabeth Collins' Stoddard, Michelle Pfeiffer, the matriarch of the family, to oversee her nephew David, Gulliver McGrath. The boy seems to have lost his mind as well, given the fact that he speaks to her. The film also introduces us to other members of the family, such as David's shifty father Roger, Johnny Lee Miller, Elizabeth's mean-tempered teenage daughter Carolyn, Chloe Grace Moretz, David's alcoholic psychiatrist Dr. Julia Hoffman, Helena Bonham Carter, and David's servants Mrs. Johnson, Ray Shirley, the housekeeper, and Willie Loomis, Jackie Earl Haley, the gamekeeper. When she settles in for the evening, she catches a glimpse of a familiar ghost, who cryptically informs her of an impending arrival. On that night, a gang of construction workers dig up Barnabas's box, and he bursts out and feeds on all of them. As he stumbles through 1972 Collinsport, phased by the new world around him, he is still able to get back to Collinwood. He proves his identity to Elizabeth by revealing to her the existence of a hidden vault filled with treasures in the manor. He explains, however, that all he wants is to get back home and reunite with his family. Upon learning that there is a treasure in the room, Elizabeth agrees to hold him, on the condition that he does not reveal his true nature or the treasure. The next day, Barnabas starts to feel at home with his descendants. The man passes himself off as a distant relative from England who has come to restore the fortune of the Collins family. When he discovers that the Collins fishing business has been destroyed, and that the family has suffered, he goes to the Angle Bay site to welcome the owner of the business. Angelique, its owner. When he was gone, she explains that during that time she became a major chieftain in Collinsport, and with her position she runs the entire town, having brought the Collins to ruin with her influence. Barnabas is wound with daylight by Angelique, but later Elizabeth encourages Barnabas not to submit to Angelique in the name of the family. Barnabas, however, manages to restore the family business, mostly by hypnotizing most of Angelique's fishermen and inducing them to work for him instead of Angelique, and regains trust from the Collins family at the same time. Moreover, he is also able to establish a romance with Victoria, who, in many ways, reminds him of his first love, Josette. Elizabeth convinces Dr. Hoffman to keep Barnabas secret for scientific purposes. While she works on turning Barnabas human through the use of transfusions of human blood, Dr. Hoffman discovers Barnabas' secret. When Angelique, who is still lethally attracted to Barnabas, has a meeting with him, she repeats her advances on him and seduces him. When he refuses her a second time, she swears she will destroy him if he does not allow her to have him. Victoria introduces Barnabas to a hippie commune that Victoria is familiar with to help him adapt to the 1970s era, but he ends up killing them all. At a later date, he proposes holding a ball at Collinwood to restore the family name. He discovers Roger stealing money from the guests and neglecting his son at this ball. Later, he has a private moment with Victoria, who confides in him the truth about herself. She was originally called Maggie Evans, and Josette Dupre's was her constant companion, an act which convinced her parents she was insane and sent her to a mental institution. After escaping, she assumed the identity of Victoria Winters and made her way to Collinsport. Her attraction to Barnabas is such that she feels as if she has known him forever, and neither of them knows that an enraged 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤 is watching them. After the ball, Barnabas finds out that Dr. Hoffman has been using his blood to make herself immortal. Enraged at this deceit, he kills her and dumps her body into the ocean. Finally, he discovers Roger searching for the vault and gives him an ultimatum: either be a good father to David, or leave with enough money to support him. Roger decides to leave Collinwood and David behind, much to the dismay of his son. Barnabas saves David from imminent death when a ceiling ornament falls on him, but unfortunately his true nature is exposed to everyone, including David and Victoria, who consequently withdraw from him. When Barnabas meets 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤, he asks her to rid him of the curse. She offers him the option of joining her and ruling Collinsport together, or she locks him in the box and destroys everything he holds dear to him. This bargain is flatly rejected by him, so he is locked in the box and deposited in an abandoned mausoleum, where he will remain until all he loves is destroyed. By blowing up the Collins family factory and blaming it on the Collins, she manages to stir up a mob of angry citizens who attack Collinwood. Barabbas is freed by David, who explains that his mother's ghost guided him to the mausoleum. They return to Collinwood just as the mob is about to arrive. Barabbas offers to give himself up in place of his family, then attacks 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤 and cracks her skin. Seeing this unnatural spectacle, the townspeople are convinced she is a witch and abandon her as soon as possible. They then perform a collective assault on the woman who had destroyed them: Barnabas with his vampire powers, Willie with a spear, Elizabeth with a shotgun, Carolyn as a werewolf, who had been cursed by 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤, and finally David summons the spirit of his mother, whom 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐤 drowned, to hurl 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐤 into a chandelier. Her heart is torn out by her, and she offers it to Barnabas, saying that she truly loved him. In the aftermath, Barnabas looks for Victoria. David learns from his mother that she is on her way to Widow's Hill. While Barnabas rushes off to stop her, he discovers she is planning to jump off the cliff of her own accord. Unless Barnabas can make her a vampire like him so that they will be truly united, she would rather die than be apart from him. Barnabas saves her by biting her and transforming her into a vampire. This results in Josette's psyche being combined with Victoria's, who wakes up as a vampire under Josette's control. As the film ends, Barbaraba narrates again that although Victoria is dead, Josette is alive in Victoria's body, and the couple lived happily ever after in the dark shadows, and Barbaraba's curse of eternal suffering and guilt has come to an end, in a way. At the bottom of the ocean, the body of the newborn vampire Dr. Hoffman is reanimated. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and make sure to turn on the bell icon.